Hello, 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 hello. Bienvenue, bienvenue, bienvenue. I trust you're doing well. So if you're here, you just arrived, you can just say salut, bonjour. You can write it in the chat. I'll just wait for some time before we get started. Status. Yeah. So if you're here and you just joined in, I'd like to see your comments. Okay, all right, Peter says salut. Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Any other person, if you're here, before we get started, today we are doing irregular verbs in French. How to conjugate irregular verbs in French. And if you are here and you are ready to enjoy this class, I would like your comments. I would like your chat. I would like to know that I'm not alone here. So I've seen Peter. Peter says salut. So others, I also want to see. Okay, Alvin says bonjour, madame. Bonjour, Alvin. Bienvenue. Welcome, welcome to this live class. Okay, so let's get on. Today we're doing verb conjugations for irregular verb. Yes, in French we have irregular verbs. And what do we mean by irregular verbs? These are verbs that do not follow the normal pattern of conjugation in French. So in French, we have specific pattern of conjugation, of verb conjugation. We have the ER verb, we have the IR verb, and we have the RE verb. Yes, in French, we have 3 groups of verb. Okay, 3 groups of verb. Okay, so note this down. The first verb we have are the verb that ends with ER, and the second verb we have are the verb that ends with IR, and the third verb we have are the verb that ends with RE. Yes, these are the 3 groups of verbs we have in French. Okay? I can actually change my contact. These are the 3 groups of verbs that we have in French. Okay, so now we want to look at conjugating irregular verbs. So why did I have to explain this group of verbs to you first? Because every verb has its own pattern of conjugation, right? The way you conjugate the ER verb, it's different from the way you conjugate the IR verbs, and it's also different from the way you conjugate the RE verbs. Okay, but now in this class, this is not our focus. Okay, this is not our focus. I just wanted to know the foundation of French verbs. The foundation of French verbs. All right, so now let's get on. For the irregular verbs today, we'll have about 5 verbs to be conjugating in today's class. And don't forget, why is it irregular verb? Because it does not follow the normal pattern of conjugation. I repeat, I just told you now that we have ER verb, we have IR verb, and we have RE verb. And these verbs, they have their own pattern of conjugation. But now, why we have irregular verb in French? It's because it does not follow the pattern, the normal pattern of conjugation we have in French. That is what makes it irregular. Okay? Les verbes irréguliers, c'est-à-dire irregular verbs in French. Why? Because they don't follow the arranged pattern of conjugation. They are just conjugated in their own way. So that is why we're looking at today's class to learn how to conjugate these verbs. And of course, also give you examples to these verbs in French. So of course, you know that before conjugation, you have to get your personal pronouns. What do I mean by personal pronouns? Je, which is I, tu, you, il, elle, she, nous, we, vous, you, il, and elle, they. So please, if you have not watched our live class on personal pronoun, advise after this class. Personal pronoun. So if you have not seen our lesson yet on personal pronoun, please go back after this live class, check for our previous live classes on personal pronoun and watch it. So now let's get on the verb conjugation. The first verb we have here is pouvoir. So pouvoir is the verb to can or the verb to be able to. All right? I repeat, it's pronounced pouvoir. Okay, let me bring the board closer. Okay, it's pronounced pouvoir. Pouvoir. Meaning what? To can or to be able to. And the next verb we have here is vouloir. Vouloir. Vouloir is to want. For example, I want, you want, she wants, just like that. That is what we want to look at conjugating in today's class. And the next verb we have is savoir. Savoir is the verb to know. Like I know, you know, he knows, she knows, just like that, right? And the next verb we'll be looking at now is devoir. 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 So devoir is the verb to must do something. Okay, I can see Zip is saying, said hi, hello, salut, Zip. Welcome to our live session. You're going to have a great time. So devoir is the verb to must or to have to do something, right? And the next is faire. Faire. So faire is the verb to do or to make. Faire is the verb to do or to make. So now, we are going to start with the verb pouvoir. We're going to start with the verb pouvoir. That's the verb to can or the verb to be able to. So let's start. How do we conjugate? How do we conjugate the verb pouvoir? How do we conjugate the verb pouvoir? So, this is the pronoun. So I want to be sure you can see the board very clearly. This is the personal pronoun. Okay? The camera is not. This is the personal pronoun. So now, how do we conjugate pouvoir? We're going to start with pouvoir. All right? That is the verb to can. Good. So don't forget, these are the personal pronouns we have. Right? These are the personal pronouns we have. So conjugating it, we'll start with je. Je is I. So now I want to say I can. I will say je peux. Please, I'd like to confirm you can see the board very clearly. Je peux. So it's spelled P-E-U-X, but it's pronounced po. Je peux. Mean what? I can. Okay? And of course, the rule is that while you're changing, okay, write it here. Okay, sorry, I might have to change the marker. Meaning I can. Yes, this is way clearer. So I think this will be better. So permit me to use the black marker right now. Okay? So je peux is I can. You can see that. And the next now is to. So to is you. And you want to say you can. You say tu peux. Meaning what? You can. Alright? Tu peux, you can. Alright. And then the next is il. So if you just joined in, we are doing irregular verb conjugation. Okay, if you just joined in and you are not sure what we are doing, we're doing how to conjugate irregular verb in French. And the first verb we are doing is pouvoir, the verb to can or to be able to do something. So je peux is I can, tu peux, you can. Then the next is il peut. But yet now the spelling, oh my God, what's wrong with these markers? But yeah, the spelling gets different. It ends with a T now. Il peut, meaning he can. Right? And then we continue. Elle peut, so elle has the same with il. Elle peut, meaning she can. You see that? And then, so don't forget, we've gone from Joe now. So je peux is I can. Don't forget, we're not going to pronounce this X. All right? So je peux is I can. Tu peux, you can. Il peut, he can. Elle peut, she can. So you see, I'm not pronouncing the last letters here. I'm not pronouncing the X, I'm not pronouncing the T. So please take note of that. All right, let's get to nous now. Nous is we. So how do we say we can? We say, it gets different here. We say nous pouvons. You can see that now. Nous pouvons, meaning we can. Nous pouvons. Nous pouvons. We can. Good. Now, of course, you see, I did not pronounce the S. I did not say nous pouvons. No, I said nous pouvons, meaning what? We can. All right. The next now is vous. Vous is you. So how do we say you can? So don't forget, please, if you've not watched our lesson on personal pronoun, I think you could go back to one of our live sessions and watch lesson on personal pronoun. We differentiate when we use tu and when we use vous, because both pronouns are you. So a quick one, tu is used for one person, and informally, vous is used for more than one person and also in a more formal conversation. So I want to say you can. Maybe we have more than, okay, like everybody here now in this live class. We have different persons in this live class. And I want to say everybody here, you can. I'm going to use vous, and I will say vous pouvez. Vous pouvez. Meaning what? You can. You see that? It's pronounced vous pouvez. Vous pouvez. You can. All right. So let's start from the top. Je peux, tu peux, il peut, elle peut, nous pouvons, vous pouvez. All right. We continue. And then we're coming to il. So this is pronounced il because the S is not pronounced. ILS is pronounced il, meaning they, for masculine. So now I want to say they can. How do I say they can in French? So I'll say ils peuvent. All right, I'm writing it. You can see it. Ils peuvent. So now you're wondering, why is it peuvent? Why is it not povent? Because you can see ENT at the end. And you're wondering why I'm saying il peuvent. All right, calm down. It's French. It's interesting. It's lovely. Are you going to learn so much in this class? So now in French, when you have a word end, or a verb rather, end with ENT, I repeat, in French, when you have a verb end with ENT, do not pronounce it. I repeat, do not pronounce it. So that explains why it's pronounced ils peuvent and not ils peuvent. You see that now, okay? So ils peuvent meaning they can for masculine. So now the L here is they for feminine. So how do we say they can for a group of women? We also write the same thing. Elles peuvent meaning what? They can. You see that? So it's simple. That is how you conjugate the verb pouvoir. So pouvoir is the verb to can or to be able to. It's the verb, it's in the infinitive form. It's like saying the verb to eat. So now I want to say I am eating. I will not say I to eat. No. I will start conjugating it according to the personal pronoun. So of course you know that as the personal pronoun is changing, same way the verb is changing. It's the same thing in English. It's like saying I am eating, she is eating. I cannot say I is eating, she are eating. You get it now? So that also explains why the verb changes according to what? The pronoun. So now let's read it together. The verb to can or to be able to in French. So let's go together. Pouvoir. Pouvoir. Je peux. I can. Tu peux. You can. Il peut. He can. Elle peut. She can. Nous pouvons. We can or we are able to. Don't forget, it also means we are able to. Vous pouvez. You can or you are able to. Ils peuvent. They can or they are able to. Elles peuvent, now for the female, the feminine, they can as well, or they are able to. Very good. Now let's get to examples. Of course, I'm not going to leave you without giving you examples to this. All right, so now let's write some examples. So, for example, I want to say, I can sing. I can sing. How do I say that? I'll write. So what is I? Joe. Good. What is can? Po. And the last part, what is the verb to sing? Chanter. I hope it's visible. Yeah, you can see it now. Je peux chanter. Je peux chanter. Meaning what? I can sing. Look at it now. Jo is I. You see it? Po is can. Chanter is sing. Simple. So now you want to say, I can sing. Je peux chanter. So now you want to say, now you want to say, you can sing. You say, tu peux chanter. It's simple. Just add the tu peux and then chanter. That's it. This is the tu peux here and chanter. So let's do one more example. You want to say, we can read, right? We can read French. But let me take it slowly. We can read. Okay, so how do you say we can read? So what's the we here? Nous. You can see it. Nous. So we say nous. Okay. What is the can for nous? Pouvons. And then what is read? Lire. L. You can see it now. We can read. We can read. Do you see it? So what does that tell you? That nous is we. Pouvons is can, or we are able to read. Lire is the verb to read. Simple. Okay, so let's break it down. Nous, we, pouvons, can, lire, read. That's all. So I'd like someone in the chat to try and also make a sentence with any of these ones here from the verb pouvoir. It's very simple. You already know the conjugation now. So you can just add the verbs you want to use at the end. So I can give you a list of verbs. Okay? For example, now you want to say, I can eat. Okay, good. I can say, omelade, very good. Omelade says, okay, nous pouvons lire le français. Nous pouvons lire français, very good. We can read French, very good. Nous pouvons lire en français. We can read in French. You can add that too. Okay, so let me just finish that. So in French, we say en français. I like that, omelade. So nous pouvons lire en français. We can read in French. Okay? So I'm going to recap what we are discussing now. Okay, sorry, one more. Chin said, ils peuvent danser. Chin, that's very good. That's very close. But we say, ils peuvent danser. Okay? It's like this. Ils peuvent danser. Like you. Okay, Chin and Cherry, you can see that now. You can see it. Il is they. Peuvent is can. Danser is dance. So that tells you what? They can dance. That's very good. Chin and Cherry, that's very good. You got it. You got it. Okay, so recap. Je peux chanter. I can sing. Nous pouvons lire en français. We can read in French. And then the last one, ils peuvent danser. They can dance. That's it. So don't forget, it came from this. We started with this first. All right? So please just learn it and then try to make sentence. Let's rush now to the next verb, vouloir. We're going to vouloir now. That is the verb to want. Okay, so I'm going to clean this. I hope you've written it. Okay, Oluwafumike says, je peux danser. Please, Oluwafumike, correct your danser. I did that here. I corrected it, danser. Yes, D-A-N-C-S-E-R. D-A-N-S-E-R. That the second verb has to be in the infinitive form. All right? So let's go to the next part, vouloir. So now, what is the verb vouloir? Okay, Chinye says, nous pouvons manger. Very good, we can eat. I like that. So the next now is vouloir. Vouloir. The verb to want. Vouloir, the verb to want. So now, I want to say, I want. Don't forget, I is Joe. So we say, je veux. I want. Okay, I'm going to stop writing this in. Je veux, I want, right? And the next down is to. So you want is what? To vo. Don't forget, we don't pronounce the X at the end. So to vo, don't forget, to is you, vo is want. So it means what? You want. Okay? And then the next is what? Il vaut. So I'm going to write both now. Il, elle, vaut. But now it's a T. Don't forget, il is he, elle is she. Meaning what? He or she wants. He or she wants. Right? And then the next is we now, right? We want. So how do we say that? We say nous voulons. Nous voulons. Nous voulons, meaning what? We want. You see that? And the next now is what? Vous. Vous voulez. Vous voulez, meaning what? You want. And then the next one we have is what? They. So we're going to write it together. Il for masculine, meaning they. Elle for feminine, meaning they. So we say il, elle, vole. Don't forget, we don't say il, elle, volons. We say il, elle, vole because we don't pronounce the ENT at the end of our verb. So we say what? We say they want. Simple. That is how you conjugate the verb vouloir. C'est simple. That's it. So don't forget that the verb changes what? According to the pronoun. So you know that for jo and tu, it's the same. It's je veux with X, tu veux with an X as well. So je veux is I want. Tu veux, you want. Il, elle vaut. So il is he, elle is she. So il vaut, he wants. Elle vaut, she wants. The next one, nous is we, right? So nous voulons, we want. Good. Don't forget, we don't pronounce the S. So that's why it's nous voulons. Nous voulons. We want. Next, vous voulez. Vous voulez, meaning what? You want. And then the last one, we have il and elle, but now with an S, meaning they. So il is they for masculine, elle is they for feminine. So they want for masculine is il vole. And the one for feminine is what? Elle vaut. Simple. That's it. Now let's quickly make a sentence. So now I'm going to come back to this, but more in an arranged form. So I'm just going to clean the po. Okay, so now I want to say, I want to sing. I want to sing. Chanter is already here, right? So what we do is write the verb for want. So it will be je veux chanter. That's it. Je veux chanter, meaning what? Je is I. You see it. Veux is want. And then chanter is what? To sing. So je veux chanter. I want to sing. All right? Je veux chanter. I want to sing. So I'm going to clean these other ones so we can have a very clear and... So you see that now. Je veux chanter. I want to sing. Or like other schools, you can also start writing your sentences based on the conjugation you just learned now. Start writing your sentences in the chat. So now we did to read, right? So now we want to say, he wants to read. He wants to read. How do we say that? We say, il veut lire. Simple. He wants to read. Il veut lire. Meaning what? He wants to read. Okay, please, Omalade is saying no sound. Omalade, can you hear me, please? Omalade, I'd like to confirm you can hear me. Okay, then Oluwafumike said, je veux gâteau. Oluwafumike, that is okay. That is okay, but it's a little thing that is missing. Okay, tu veux gâteau. No, Oluwafumike, it is tu veux du gâteau. You have to add this du. It's what we call partitive article. We'll get there one of our lessons. So tu is you, veux is want, du gâteau can mean cake. So you want cake. Tu veux du gâteau. Okay, Chine says, il veut danser. Good. She got it this time. Now, she added the R. Good. Il veut danser. That's very good. Il veut danser. Meaning what? They want to dance. We are doing so well. Okay, and Yvonne says, nous voulons manger. Very important. We want to eat. That's good. Nous voulons manger. Okay, nous voulons is we want. And then manger, to eat. We are doing so well. So let's break it down again. Nous is we, right? Voulons is want. And manger, to eat. Amazing. Okay, and Chineye says, je veux manger du pain. Oui, moi aussi, je veux manger du pain. You got it now. You added the du before the pain. Good. Je veux manger du pain. All right, so now let's run to the next verb. I think time is going, so we have to be fast. So don't forget, vouloir is the verb to want. Je veux, I want. Tu veux, you want. Il veut, he wants. Elle veut, she wants. Nous voulons, we want. Vous voulez, you want. Elle veut, they want. I will give examples. Je veux chanter, I want to sing. Il veut lire, he wants to read. Tu veux du gâteau, you want cake. Ils veulent danser, they want to dance. And the last one, nous voulons manger. Oh là là, nous avons faim. We are hungry, we want to eat. All right, so well done. So let's go quickly to the next. So this is vouloir. So we've done pouvoir, which is to can. And then what we are doing now is vouloir, to want. And the next now is, okay, let's just mark it as we have done it. We've done pouvoir, to can, we've done vouloir. Now we're going to savoir. So savoir is the verb to know. Okay, savoir, the verb to know. We're almost done. At least now we know that the verb changes according to the pronoun. So it's easier now. Okay, I'm going to clean everything. All right, so now the next is, sorry. Okay, the next now is, okay, no, this is not looking good. It's rough. Sorry. So I'm going to write it, the conjugate. Oh, let's just write the verb. The verb is savoir. This is the verb, savoir. Right. So now, savoir is the verb to know. See, savoir is not just the verb to know. Savoir is the verb to know how to. To know how to do something. Savoir is the verb to know. Please take notes. I'm going to explain something to you now. Savoir is the verb to know. But not only the verb to know. It also means to know how to do something. You see it in this class. So now, let's conjugate it. Right? So it changes now with the conjugation. Don't forget. So I know is je sais. You see, please, it's pronounced je sais. Je sais. Meaning what? I know. You can see, je sais, I know, or I know how to. Good. And then the next we have is tu sais. Tu sais, meaning what? You know. All right? Or you know how to. Okay. And the next we have is il, elle, sait. Of course, it gets different now. And don't forget, we're not pronouncing the T, we're not pronouncing the S. Il, elle, sait, meaning he or she knows. Right? And then the next we have is what? Nous savons. Of course, you don't pronounce the S again. Nous savons, meaning what? We know or we know how to. And the next we have now is vous savez. Vous savez, meaning you know or you know how to. And then the last one we have is il, elle, savent. Don't forget, we don't pronounce the E-N-T. Il, elle, savent, meaning what? They know or they know how to. And don't forget, it's il savent for masculine, they know. Elle savent for feminine, they know. So you see that the pronunciation is really different. Don't forget, we don't pronounce our S, we don't pronounce our T, we don't pronounce our E-N-T at the end of our verbs in French. So, savoir, the verb to know. Let's read together. Savoir, to know or know how to. Good. Je sais, I know. Tu sais, you know. Il sait, he knows. Elle sait, she knows. Nous savons, we know. Vous savez, you know. Ils savent, they know for masculine. Elles savent, they know for feminine. So now, time for examples. Drumming. Boom. Are we ready? So now, I want to see our examples in the chat. Let's start rolling the examples. We have just 5 minutes to go. So let's start rolling examples. Give me examples. One example, you know. For example, I want to say, I know how to speak French. How do we say that? I would say, je sais parler le français. Je sais parler le français, meaning I know how to speak French. Or I could just say, je sais parler français. Je sais parler français. I know how to speak French. Okay, Priscilla says, je sais danser. Oui, je sais danser. I know how to dance. Very good. I would have just, look, you know what? I prefer to write the French with the blue. Let me clean this. I prefer to write the French with the blue. And so what I said, let me just read the example. Je sais danser. Je sais danser. Yeah, let's bring it in. More people. Meaning, I know how to dance. Yeah, I know how to dance. Okay, and okay, Tunisian says, je sais parler anglais. Okay, je sais parler anglais. Okay, je sais parler en anglais aussi, that can go. Meaning, I know how to speak English, so I know how to speak in English. Je sais parler anglais. Okay, I know how to speak English. Good. Je sais, okay, je sais lire français. Okay, je sais lire français. Or you can add the article, je sais lire français. Okay, je sais lire français, girls. I know how to read French. Good. Je sais préparer le repas. Yes. Chinechere, good. Okay, Yvonne, good. Je sais préparer le repas. Good. Absolute kill says, it's angry. Je sais jouer au football. Okay, I know. So, okay, please, can we all leave Jojo? Can we go to two? Can we go to Il? Can we go to L? Can we go to Vous? Everybody's saying Jojo. What about the others? Only Yvonne said two. Only Yvonne. Yvonne's the only person that said two now. So I'm going to just write it right quickly. Okay. Je sais cuisiner. Okay. Je sais cuisiner. So please, I'm trying to go really fast now. Je sais cuisiner. I know how to cook. So can we add other pronouns? Can we use il or elle? Il or elle? Let's say she knows how to write in French. How do we say that? Okay, that's a test for the class. That's a test for the room now. She knows how to write in French. Elle sait. Okay. Oh my God. Elle sait écrire en français. Elle sait écrire en français. I'm going to bring it here so you can see it. Elle sait écrire en français. She knows how to write in French. Okay, I can see Yvonne, elles savent cuisiner. Elles savent cuisiner. No, it's elles savent cuisiner du riz. Elles savent cuisiner du riz. So cuisiner has to end an R. Cuisiner. All right? Then Chinechere says, ils savent préparer du pain. Good. He knows how to prepare bread. Oluwafumike, to say lire. You know how to read. Good. And then Chinechere says, elle sait écrire en français. So Chinechere, look at your écrit now. It's R-E. Let me write it bolder. It's R-E. Okay. Écrit. It's R-E. Écrit. Look at it, Chinechere. Can you see that now? So it's elle sait écrit. Wow, we're also amazing. Great. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, someone says, is it je sais or what am I saying now? Je sais notre sais. Okay. So in this case, we don't use je sais for a person. We use connaître, the verb to know as well, but that is not for this class. So it is je connais notre sais. All right, so we're going to go to the next verb. Or okay, let's just round up with the next. And the next now is devoir. So please, I'm going to go really fast. Really fast. The class is supposed to be for 30 minutes, and it's just best to keep to time. All right, so the next is devoir. Devoir is the verb to must. To must, all right, or to have to. Like to have to do something. To have to do something, okay? To have to do something. So now I want to say, I must. Je dois. Oh, this is not first. Je dois. That means I must or I have to. Then the next is tu dois, meaning you must or you have to. Then the next is il, elle doit, meaning he must or he has to. He or she, right? He or she. Please disappear if I'm trying to just hurry up. He or she must or he or she has to. And then next we have is nous devons. Nous devons is we must or we have to. And the next is vous devez, meaning you must or you have to. And the next is ils, elles doivent, meaning what? They must or they have to. Okay? Or someone says, Madame, devoir like an assignment. Yeah, devoir is an assignment. Yes. Okay. She says, je ne sais pas français. Je ne sais pas français. Are you sure? So in this case, I think we use connaît. We don't use say. We use connaît, talking about a language itself. Okay. All right, so let's get on. Let's get on. So je dois, I must or I have to. Tu dois, you must or you have to. Il, elle doit. Okay, like devoir. Okay, I think I get what Yvonne is saying now. So devoir can also mean assignments, but it will be le devoir. Le devoir can mean assignments with the article, right? But this one now is devoir. That's the verb. It's a verb now. So devoir goes for a verb, also for an article. For the verb, it's just like this. For the article, you had the for the now you had the article before it. So le devoir, that's it. So je dois, I must or have to. Tu dois, you must or you have to. Il, elle doit, he or she must or he or she has to. Nous devons, we must or we have to. Vous devez, you must or you have to. Ils, elles doivent, they must or they have to. So quickly, we have to read or we must read. Let's put it in a simple way. We must read. We can just say nous devons lire. Do you get? Oh, he has to sleep. He has to sleep. We say il doit dormir. There's something like il faut que, but that is not for this class. There's something like il faut que, but it's not for this class. Don't worry, another time. So, nous devons lire, we have to read or we must read. Il doit dormir, he has to sleep, he must sleep. So one more, we can say vous devez courir. Man, you have to run. You must run. So someone says, vous devez se doucher. What do you want to say? Do you want to say you have to sleep? So it will be vous devez vous sorry. You said doucher, to shower. That's to shower, sorry. Okay. So you want to say you have to shower. I'm sure that's what you want to say. So it will be vous devez vous doucher. Okay, you have to use the vous reflexive pronoun before it. Okay? All right. So any other sentence? Vous devez se doucher, so doucher can go. So doucher is the verb to shower. I was mixing it up with coucher. So coucher is to lie down, like to lay down to sleep. So coucher. Nous devons manger. We have to eat. All right, so I'm so sorry, but I think we have to end it here. Okay, we're going to do faire in the next class. All right, we'll do faire in the next class. Okay, so we have done pouvoir, to can, vouloir, to want, savoir, to know, and devoir, the verb to must or to be able to. Okay, Chinechero says, nous devons manger, we have to eat. Zip says, hello Zip, I trust you're enjoying the class. Then Chinechero says, chaque matin, vous devez brosser les dents. Okay, vous devez brosser les dents. You have to brush your teeth. Okay, vous devez vous brosser les dents. Okay, no, that brosser is not correct. That brosser is not correct. Okay, brosser is like this. This brosser. Okay, tu dois dormir, ma fille. You have to sleep, my daughter. I thought since we are conjugating the verb doucher. No, I thought since we are, is it we are not? Okay, sorry, we are not. Yes, you are not conjugating the verb doucher. That's correct. You are not conjugating the verb doucher. You are only conjugating. Okay, yes, that's correct. That's correct. So since the first verb is already conjugated, the second verb doucher is not conjugated. That is correct. Okay, you got that. Okay. So I think any other sentence? Like when the first verb is conjugated, the second verb is really not conjugated. You are correct. You are correct. That is vous devez se doucher. So any other question, any other sentence? We'll be rounding up now. Going. All right. So that will be all for today's live class. We continue the next part from the next live class. So I trust and hope that you enjoy today's live class. You already know how to conjugate the irregular verbs. So improve your French. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. So I'd like to see your salut, your au revoir. Bisous, bisous. Chinaye says, merci, madame. Merci, Chinaye. I hope you had a good time in class today. Au revoir. Don't forget to share. Someone in your contact needs this video. Au revoir. Bisous, bisous. Well, okay, the next class is going to be on Wednesday by 9 a.m. What? So we have our live classes Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 9 a.m. What? Au revoir. Bisous, bisous. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Bisous, bisous. Artist. Au revoir, Yvon. Au revoir, Chineye. Au revoir, Chinechere. Au revoir, Adetoro. Au revoir, artist. Bisous. Merci. Time in Nigeria country, what? WAT, what? Au revoir. Merci. Bisous.